Genesis chapter 26, verse 12. Genesis chapter 26, verse 12. Then Isaac sowed in that land and received in the same year 100-fold, and the Lord blessed him. Next verse. And the man Isaac was great, went forward, grew until he became very great. Now, this happened because he adopted his father's new way of doing something. Let's keep reading. For he had possessions of flocks, herds, great store of servants, and the Philistines envied. Verse 15. Look at it. Verse 15. Verse 15. This is the scripture. For all the wells which his father's servants had, all his father's servants dug or had digged in the days of Abraham his father. Now, the point I want to tell you or make to you is that Abraham his father discovered a new way of feeding his flocks. They used to go to the river to get water. But when famine came, you see, sometimes our problems and our challenges helps us to discover new ways. So Abraham, he began to dig wells. This well that we dig, we provide water. If you go to Mampong, we don't depend on Ghana water. Everything is there. We pump it everywhere. Abraham, it started with Abraham. It started with Abraham. And he's saying that Isaac became great, went forward, grew, became very great. He had flocks, he had this, because he followed something that his father did. But the wicked Philistines came and they came to put sand in the wells. But the point I'm trying to make is that they discovered a new way of providing water for their flock. Yes. Yes. Genesis chapter 30, verse 37. Let's look at somebody else. He's called Jacob. Now, these are great men. And you see that they discovered new ways. And I'll show you how they came by those discoveries. Are you listening? And then we'll close. Jacob took him rods of green poplar and of the hazel and chestnut tree and peeled white streaks in them and made white appear, which was in the rod. Are you following? Those are the back. Are you following? And he set the rods which he had peeled before the flocks in the gutter, in the watering troughs, when the flocks came to drink, that they should conceive when they came to drink. Are you following? And the flocks conceived before the rods and brought forth cattle ring-streaked, speckled, and spotted. And Jacob did separate the lambs and set the faces of the flocks towards the ring-streaked, and all the brown in the flock of Laban. And he put his own flocks by themselves and put them not unto Laban's cattle. And it came to pass that whensoever the stronger cattle did conceive, that Jacob laid the rods before the eyes of the cattle in the gutters, that they might conceive among the rods. And when the cattle was feeble, he will put them not in. So the feebler cattle was for Laban, and the stronger was for Jacob. You see, Jacob had discovered a new way of bringing forth the flock. Did you get the story? You see, he lived with Laban. Now, he had a lot of flock. But he discovered, you see, he had served this guy for 7 years, and he was like cheating him. And then he realized that there's a new way. I will own my own flock in this house. You watch. So he set up a system such that they will look at it as they were conceiving. And when they conceive, you see that some are ring-streaked, some are speckled, some are this. And the stronger ones were for him.